Welcome to 1 Petite Street. I'm Jim Williams. I'll be your host, and we're going to be looking today at dollhouses that were made by the Marx Toy Company. One of many of the toys that he made along those lines. And we'll talk a little bit about them. As you can see, it has a children's room, bathroom, bedroom, living room, dining room together, and a kitchen and a garage. That tells us a little bit about what houses were like back at that time in 1950s. And of course, some of us remember the houses of that period of time. The dollhouse came with these instructions, and each step of putting the dollhouse together, and you could put it together and take it apart when you were playing with it, and it had these little metal tabs that would hold it together. Now, one of the things later, because of the construction of these with the metal and the tabs, that was considered a safety problem, so that was one reason why they stopped making these little metal dollhouses. On the other side of the instructions, gives you the instructions to put all of the different furniture in the different rooms. And so we'll talk about the rooms at this time. So here we have the living room, and you'll notice about the living room that the fireplace is really painted, and also the floor, the rug on the floors, they're just painted, in the bookshelves. And here we have a little TV and 2 chairs, and we have a lamp, floor lamp, and also a couch. And there was in the original kit, there was a coffee table also. So then let's look at another part of this room. Then over here, in this part, we have the dining room. And we have 4 chairs, the table, and we also have here a little stand and a place for dishes and that, a hutch, I guess, and these are along the wall. And we have a couple other pieces that can be used in that room if you want. This is, I think, from another set, and you can set those in there, so you have a living room, dining room combination there. Let's go on, we'll look at what they have for the kitchen. Okay, we have a kitchen here, and in the kitchen we have a table and 4 chairs. There's a little refrigerator. Here's the sink looking out the window. And then over here we have a stove, and that's the furnishings that are in the kitchen. The wallpaper, and of course up here there's some dishes that are painted on the wall, so you have those things. And so we have living room, dining room, and kitchen on the first floor. So let's look now at the second floor of our little dwelling. On the second floor, we'll start here with the nursery. As you can see the little baby in the chair there, and here's a playpen and a couple of cabinets that I have here, and this one here could be in another room, and it might be an additional cabinet, not necessarily with this one. Painted on the floor, and on the side are Disney characters, which is real common at that time. And then there's some toys that are on the shelves here, painted on. And so that is what we have in the nursery. There should be a baby bed right there, and that's one of the pieces of the puzzle that's missing. And of course we know that because on the paperwork they have a picture of all of the different pieces of furniture, and that's one of the missing pieces. So then we'll move on to the bathroom. So here we have the bathroom, and as you can see, we have in the back, we have the tub, and it looks like there might be a shower thing painted on the wall, but mostly it's just the towels and the soap dish thing. And then if you come this way, you have the sink at this side, and above it, painted on the wall, is the mirror. And here's a clothes hamper, and of course the all-important majestic part of the bathroom, which is the little commode that is on that wall. And that's according to the instructions. That's how it's set up. So that's the bathroom. You can see a rug painted on the floor and the tile pattern. All right, and now we'll move on to the bedroom. Okay, now we have what we call today the master bedroom. And you'll notice that the bed is covered with some material. That was a project my wife did when she was very young. So it's covered with that material to make it look more like a real bed. But it's in there. And then there's a nightstand, a chair, and there's the vanity in the back, and of course another dresser. And then there's a door that goes out to the porch, and we'll look at the porch and the garage next. And so you can see all the different parts of the house that the children would play in. So let's look at the next part of it. On top of the garage and outside the master bedroom, we have a very nice little patio that has a picnic table with umbrella and 2 chairs. And the picnic table, or the umbrella stand, was broken, so I used your standard toothpick in there to make it look good. There's a plant on each side of the door, very pleasant. Go out there in the morning and have your cup of coffee. So that is the most of the rooms, and of course then we'll take one look at the garage. There's a couple things about the garage, and then we'll turn it around and we'll look at the front of the dollhouse. So here we have the garage, and basically it's the garage doors. They don't move, so they're just simulated. So if you did have a little car and you were going to put it in there, you'd have to put it in from the back. And I put a couple extra pieces of furniture here, but along the wall there's a hose, and there's some shovels and just garden implements and rakes that are painted on there. And so that's pretty much a tour of the inside of the dollhouse. We're going to take one look at the front of the dollhouse. We've looked at it before, but we'll kind of talk just a minute about that. So now let's look at the front of the house, and we'll start over here. We have the garage door. As I say, it wasn't movable, but it's there, and that enables kids to pretend it's a garage. And the windows and some plants around it, the doors, and it just it is typical of a 1950s kind of house. And so there we have it. Of course, we have the roof and the chimney, and just is decorated and just allows a lot of imagination to be used rather than everything being there. So that is a dollhouse by the Marx toy company, and it's what many people had for a dollhouse. It was reasonably priced so that kids could enjoy it and parents could afford it at that time. And so that is our tour of the dollhouse. So I want to share with you some of the progress that I'm making on the dollhouse. Basically, we were able to add another room here. The problem that we had was, as we shared, the floors weren't coming out even, and we worked on that. but also the size of the window. And because this is going to be a study with a lot of bookshelves, I decided to, I don't know if you can see it or not, but to have a circular window here that will let light in but won't take up much wall space. So that's the progress we've made on this dollhouse. And so now I have some announcements to make. Before I make the announcements, I need to ask you to subscribe, and also you can make comments down below. And I will have some addresses for you of where you might be able to see some more of the Marx Dollhouses, and that will be at the end, but we'll announce that. But let me share some announcements with you. So the first announcement I have is the St. Louis Dollhouse and Miniature Show at the Machinist Hall, and that's at 12365 Street, Charleston, Rock Road, and that's in Brighton, Missouri. So that's one of the things that you'll want to put on your calendar, and we'll give a contact place. The other is the Good Sam Showcase of Miniatures, and that's at the Doubleday Hotel in San Jose, California. And so we'll have some information at the end about that. And another announcement is the Louisville Miniature Club Name Day event. And that's on October 7th and 8th. And so you might want to check on the name site, which is on the, just look for that on the computer and make arrangements if you're in that area to go and see that miniature show. Another announcement I have, again, I'm asking to give you an opportunity, and time's running out because I have to start on it, what time period that I should make this dollhouse. And is it going to be from 1900 to 1910 or to 1920 or in the 1930s or 40s or 50s? And I need to know that because I need to furnish this dollhouse and I need to know what period of time. So again, I think I said it once, but I'll say it again. Please subscribe, and if you have some comments, you can comment down below. And if you'd like to contact me, you can contact me at my email, which is 1petitestreet@google.com. And that 1petitestreet is 1 with a capital O, petite with a capital P, and street with a capital S. And so you can contact me there. And I just want to thank you for tuning in today and seeing what we have to offer. And just remember, think small.